All right, let's talk about measuring your success. First, let's distinguish between quantitative and qualitative data. I'm going to keep this very simple, but quantitative data is something that can be easily tracked and measured numerically. For example, if you're measuring your financial success quantitatively, you could track the number of dollars in your bank account. With weight loss, the data point, of course, is the number on the scale. Now, of course, this is a great way to track success. If you're here going through this course because you want to make more money, great. You can track how much money you're making before, during, and after. And if you're here to get control of your weight and fitness, well, you can easily track the number of pounds lost, or the weight that you can lift at the gym, or maybe the speed on the treadmill. But what if you're here to improve things that are not easily measured? Things like confidence, motivation, well-being. After all, those are all subjective in nature based on your internal representations. For example, if I asked you how much confidence you have, you would tell me how you feel inside. You would give me your own personal description of your confidence level. So things like confidence, motivation, and well-being are qualitative in nature and are described, not numbered. You wouldn't be able to just pull out some confidence gauge that gave you a numerical reading. Or could you? Well, actually you can, because there's a really simple way to track things like confidence, motivation, well-being, and those other parts of your life that are not normally easily quantified. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to go with your very first impression. The very first thought that comes to mind is the answer you will go with. Okay, now, first impression. Scale from 0 to 10. Where has your level of motivation been at up until today? Write that number down. Good. Finally, first impression, 0 to 10. Where's your overall sense of well-being been at? Write that down. What you're doing here is creating a way to quantitatively track your progress so that you can look back after you've completed this course and see how well you will have done. What you're doing here is you're creating a way to quantitatively track your progress so that you can look back after you've completed this course and see how well you've done instead of just feeling like you're guessing and thinking to yourself, well, I think I feel better. So when you do what I'm telling you to do, you'll have real tangible evidence of your success. And always go with your first impression, even if in the moment your feelings aren't congruent with the number that comes to mind. Your first impression will always be the most accurate measurement of your current internal state. For the purposes of this course, I find it most useful to track confidence, motivation, and overall sense of well-being, but you could decide to track something like peace or your level of energy. You can even use this same method to track anxiety and stress levels. I highly recommend tracking these numbers on a notepad or spreadsheet as often as possible. Daily is best, but weekly is good too on a long enough time horizon. All right, if this course could help you accomplish just one thing, what's the one thing you want to accomplish more than anything in the entire world? Sure, maybe you want to make more money and lose weight, but what's most important to you right now? Maybe it's finding the right relationship or some other goal you've been working towards. I can't determine this for you because a large part of this process, although practical in nature, is reliant on your intuition and your ability to judge what's best for you. Of course, you can use the processes and techniques from this course to improve all areas of your life and achieve any goal, but it's important to focus on one goal at a time. As I like to say, if you chase two rabbits, you'll catch neither. Your focus is kind of like fire. It's only useful when it's contained to one area at a time. Let it spread and it burns everything it touches. So think about that now. If you could look back just a short span of time from now, what's the one thing that if it happened after going through this course, you would be thrilled with? Is it the money, the weight, the relationship, or some other outcome? Now write that down. Keep that top of mind. What type of person will you become? How will you feel? What will you be able to do differently once you achieve this goal? Great, now you have the full outcome you're shooting for. But unfortunately, that's not enough to guarantee your own success. In order to guarantee that you get from point A to point B, you need clarity on two other elements of your journey, the duration and the path. What's the likely time frame for you achieving your goal and how are you going to get there? What are the actions you need to take? It's critical to your success that you begin accounting for duration, path, and outcome. Otherwise, you'll continue to feel stuck, anxious, and overwhelmed. Now, let me distinguish between two things here. There's a difference between clarity and certainty. Nothing in life is certain except the present moment. So I'm not asking you to have certainty, I'm asking you to have clarity. Based on your intuition, life experience, and understanding of yourself, what is the best estimate of the duration, path, and outcome of your goal? And why is having clarity on duration, path, and outcome so important anyways? Well, think about it. If I dropped you in the middle of the desert and you knew that you'd get out safely, the outcome, and you knew how you'd get out, the path, but you didn't know how long you'd be there, the duration, well, then of course you'd feel anxious or some other uncomfortable feeling like fear or overwhelm. Or let's say you're dropped in the middle of the desert. You know how to get out, the path. You know how long it's going to take, the duration, but you don't know what's going to happen once you get out, the outcome. Well, then you guessed it, you're going to feel anxious and some other uncomfortable feeling. And those unwanted emotions are often what keep you spinning your wheels and stuck in place. My point is, if you want to take control of your life, start planning the duration, path, and outcome. Now, you may be thinking, Anthony, I know what I want, but I don't know what to do or how long it's going to take. That's okay. The answers you need are already inside of you. And as we move forward, you'll find those answers naturally come to the surface of your mind, allowing you to easily predict your success. And like I said, you don't need certainty, you need clarity. But it all starts with focusing on the one thing. Now, in the next module, you'll discover the real reason you feel stuck, and you'll learn everything you need to know about what your subconscious mind is capable of.